And we're live. Sometimes it's always hard to tell. Well, hey there. It is another Friday. We have all made it through what seems to be a couple years worth of weeks. And yeah, it's just, let's admit it, it's crazy right now. And as some of you may know, I'm recording this here on March 27th, I believe it is. Again, like I said, trying to keep track of the days is just nuts. Yeah, Friday, March 27th. This last Wednesday, March 25th, here in the state of Idaho, they announced a stay-at-home order. And so unfortunately, a lot of businesses have had to stop their operations. People are staying home more because either they just don't want to go out because they're trying to adhere to the stay-at-home order, or it's because of the work that they do has been classified as not essential, and therefore they just don't have a place to go work. So with that, why are we here at Meticulous Man Services still running? Well, that's because we are an essential service. House cleaning, janitorial cleaning, these are all essential services. And for those of you that might be interested, here at least in the state of Idaho, you can go ahead and go to coronavirus.idaho.gov. And if you click on the resource tab and then you go down to where it says Idaho Resources, you'll find this information in the very first document there issued by the State of Idaho Health and Welfare. According to it, if we just kind of look at it, we fall under the cleaning services here. We do fall under Section 8F. Looks like, I guess you'd call it subsection 9. So that reads, talks about plumbers and electricians, but it also says service providers who provide services that are necessary to maintaining the safety, sanitation, and essential operation of residences. And so that's where we come in. That's what the cleaning industry is all about. A good, well-trained and educated cleaning company has been understanding and learning about the cross-contamination, the spread of diseases, germs, and how to help make sure that your homes are a healthy, safe environment. This is what we do on an everyday in and out. This is what we're trained to do. And so the federal government recognizes this, the state governments recognize this, and so we are still in business to help you out. And I want to make sure that, if you're sticking in your house, well, honestly, the more you're in there, the more stuff happens and the harder it is to keep up with it. So we want to make sure that we're providing you guys with, that healthy, safe environment so that you can rest assured that whatever may come into your home is being taken care of. One of the things I've been really big on here, especially in this past couple of weeks, as we've been learning more and more about this coronavirus, is to do my due diligence to understand, one, how it's spread and what we can do to make sure that we are destroying that virus, so that it doesn't contaminate you or your family, and we remove it off of surfaces. So what does that look like? Well, for us, for quite a few years now, we've been using Spartan chemicals, and you can find Spartan chemicals, the GS neutral disinfectant cleaner that we use. You can find that in the list of approved disinfectants in the CDC's, or I believe it's the CDC's list of chemicals there. Anyway, I'm going to take a drink here because my throat is drying out. Good coffee for the afternoon. Anyway, so that's what we use now, and we also use their NABC, which stands for non-acid base cleaner. Anyway, that's also a disinfectant. And one of the things that we know, because this is what we do, is that these disinfectants, in order to reach those, when you grab your Lysol or your Clorox or whatever those disinfectant wipes or sprays there in the store, we understand that when that says it, it doesn't mean that you just spray and wipe and you've got that, you've achieved what it is you bought that for. They have these things, if you turn them around and read the labels, they have different directions for whether you're cleaning or you're sanitizing or you're disinfecting, or some of them are, removing odors. They have all this information on the back there. And one of the things that it talks about is, in order to achieve the full disinfecting of the virus that you're trying to get rid of, that they classify that cleaner for. It has this thing what we call dwell time in the cleaning industry. Not simply, it's just a real basic term that means how long it has to stay on there. And it has to stay on there wet in order for this product to work. Now, as a cleaning company, we know what we're using. We understand where we can use these chemicals and where we shouldn't use them. And we understand their dwell time and how to make sure we achieve that. So what we do normally is we use these cleaners to just simply clean. And again, if you watch one of my other videos, I have to go into the difference between cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfecting. In a nutshell, cleaning is just taking care of what you can see. Sanitizing is reducing the number of bacteria and viruses and germs down to a minimum level. And then disinfecting is the complete killing, as they would call it, of the bacteria and viruses. So anyway, what we do is we go ahead and clean the surface with our disinfectant, and then we go ahead and spray that down and let it do its dwell time so that it's actually disinfecting. And we're making sure we're doing that, and we're applying more attention to a lot of the touch points, or not a lot, we're applying attention to your touch points, such as your doorknobs, your light switches, countertops, places that you interact with a lot more, and just to make sure that we're taking care of that for you, because we know how crazy this is and how it feels. It feels very overwhelming and downright scary. And so that's what we want to do, is make sure that we're taking that away from you so that you can rest assured that these things are being dealt with in a proper manner. Another thing is that we're going through and losing our train of thought there for a moment, because that's what I just did. This is what's great about live. You to see me just all of a sudden go, what in the world was I thinking? I'm trying to make sure that I give you guys this information and make sure that as I'm doing this, that I'm giving you correct information. So what I was going to say is that one of the things that I've been learning about with this virus is, one, it's spread from person to person, and that's through the droplets that come out of, when we sneeze or when we cough, and, you get a lot of that stuff that's deep down in our lungs and our throats, we get that out there. From what I can gather, and if somebody can find out that I'm wrong on this and can help educate me, I would love that, because I'm always looking to learn and grow and get better every day with my knowledge. That I'm aware of, if somebody just breathes on you, they haven't said anything about that actually being able to transmit this coronavirus. I think that's because it's in your lungs, and as a respiratory illness, you have to bring it out of there, and typically doesn't simply just live in your mouth. I could be totally wrong on that, but this is kind of what I'm learning, and if there's something else that I need to know, hey, I'm more than happy to learn about that. So with that said, making sure that your surfaces are clean, you're doing that. We also know that it can live on surfaces, and depending on the surface, it varies in the time. So you want to make sure that you're always washing your hands properly. I mean, gee, didn't we learn this back in kindergarten? But here we are, we're having to remind each other, wash your hands, don't, cough on people, cover your mouth properly, make sure you're using your arm versus, coughing in your hand. Although if you do cough in your hand, make sure you wash it. That's always a good idea. See, we're right back where we started, washing your hands. Proper hygiene, it's amazing. But as far as we know, if you touch a surface, they haven't said, I haven't read anything anywhere that says that just by touching it, it actually goes through your skin. As far as we know, healthy skin, this coronavirus cannot penetrate through. So, I mean, obviously, if you have open wounds, there's probably something there. But if you don't have anything like that, you don't have anything to worry. The great thing also about viruses is that they don't have wings, they don't have claws, they're not some kind of monster hanging out on your wall that's about ready to attack you. But you do want to make sure you're being cautious. So again, we're back to the whole hygiene, making sure you're washing your hands, and having somebody that comes in and makes sure that they are getting those surfaces disinfected. And you probably need to make sure you're doing that, because one of the things with this stay-at-home order is it's not an isolation thing, although some people may be under that, and your situation is a little bit different. But for those that are under the stay-at-home thing, or at least how I've read it here in Idaho, there are essential activities you can do, which is like going to the grocery store. Well, what happens when you go out? You're going to go out and you're going to have the potential to bring that virus into your home if it happens to be out there where you've gone and you're tracking it in. So that's what we're here for. We're here to help with the safety and the sanitation of your home so that you can operate as much as normally as possible as you're staying home more. And we want to make sure that we're taking care of that for you so that you can relax as much as possible. And yeah, that's what we're trying to do here for you folks. And that's what all the other cleaning companies out there. I want to make sure that I'm not suggesting that we're the only ones doing this, because we definitely are not. There are other amazing cleaning services here in the state of Idaho, here out of Napa in the Treasure Valley, and they are doing their due diligence. They're making sure that they're taking care of their stuff, and just like we are. So one of the things that we've done differently, normally we use color-coded cloths so that we make sure we're not cross-contaminating your stuff. We're always make sure we keep our stuff clean, and we're using gloves in certain areas in your home on a normal basis. Some of the things we've stepped up here to help out based upon what we've learned is, one, wearing gloves throughout the entire home no matter what we're doing, changing them out as we go from one main area to another. So if we're doing one bathroom, we're going to use our gloves there, and when we switch to another bathroom, we're going to make sure we switch the gloves out there as well, just to be on the safe side. We also are making sure that we're wearing our shoe covers throughout your home constantly, and we're also making sure that we're maintaining that 6 foot of just lost it, my brain just went out the door, self-distancing, that's what it is. We're making sure we do that, and we're also encouraging our customers that happen to stay home. So like say with a one home where it's a 2-story, we'll go ahead and take care of the upper story first, and then let you know when we're done so you can go up there and we can take care of down the bottom area. That way we're staying away from each other as much as possible. We want to make sure we're making sure that people are staying safe, both us and our customers. The other thing we're letting our customers know is too, you could probably use that time, because we want to make sure we're on a schedule, we're keeping that going. You can use that to go take care of your essential activities. So if you need to go to the grocery store, if you need to go take care of anything, that's a great time to do it while we're taking care of your home. And then the other thing is that we can also encourage you guys to go out and take a walk, because even with this, the great thing is it's not an airborne virus. So just simply walking outside, let's be honest, they say that it can stay in the air for 3 hours. So yeah, there's some macabre area where you probably might catch it, but let's just not go there. Okay, we want to be positive people. Going around a walk around your block and maintaining that social distancing, I really personally believe that you will be safe, and it'll do you some good to get outside. So while you're doing something like that, you can have your house cleaning company come in and make sure that they're taking care of the disinfecting of your home and properly cleaning it, so that that's just one less thing for you to worry about. So that's kind of what we're doing. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to let you guys know too is, because of this, and we're wanting to make sure that we're doing this properly, when we're using our cleaning supplies that we have, we're going into one home and then we switch those out for if we go to another home. We're also limiting our cleanings to a maximum of 2 per day, so that we're having that social distancing and we're not interacting with a whole bunch of people throughout the day. So that's one of the things we're doing. The other thing is we're making sure that all of our equipment is being disinfected. We're making sure we're using the correct dwell times on that stuff, and that way we're eliminating as much as we humanly possibly can the chance of us taking a virus into your home or bringing it out. We're making sure that we keep all of our stuff cleaned, our clothing, all of that, so that we don't run into the issue of possibly creating harm where that's not our intent. Our intent is making sure that we are educated as well as possible, that we're following the procedures and the protocols that they're talking about for making sure we're disinfecting and taking care of this virus for you in your home. And that way hopefully we can get through this whole stay-at-home order. No matter which state you're in, we can get through it as quickly as possible and get back to some kind of normalcy. So I hope this has been informative. I hope you understand exactly why we here at Meticulous Man Services in the great state of Idaho are still in operation. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any information about what I've shared and you think that I am totally off my rocker and I'm wrong, I would love for you to be able to correct me. Please do so kindly, I hope. And just put that in the comments, and I'd love to learn more, because one of the things that we're really big about here is making it better and keep learning. So while I do my due diligence on this stuff, I will admit that I don't know everything there is to know about this. and that's why I'm constantly in touch with other companies and businesses and organizations that are really steeped into this whole thing, and making sure that I'm keeping up to date with that. But there's always something that can fall through the cracks. So with that said, I hope that next week, next Friday, we can have something different to talk about, because I don't know about you, I am about done with hearing about this, but we're definitely making sure we're taking care of your homes with it. If you got an idea, please go ahead and leave it in the comments there. I'd love to hear what you'd like to hear about. Let's say that 5 times fast, but no. Anyway, I hope you guys have yourself a wonderful weekend, and use this time to be able to connect more with your family, connect with friends, even if it's just through, the video or through the phone. Call up somebody you haven't had a chance to call up because you've just been too busy. So enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you guys here next week. Until then, you guys take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.